Breaking news, breaking news. Look at this guy right here. He faints in court after a judge sets a $50,000 bond after he gets arrested for a road rage incident in Boston. He's playing the acting role. Can't accept the consequences here. This is Bryon Alexander, a habitual offender, and he stabbed someone in a road rage incident, and the judge was like, $50,000 bond, and he just falls over. Let me give you some information about this guy, including his habitual record. He was once charged with first-degree murder. This guy's a crazy nut job. Check it out.
Boston man collapses in court. Take a look right here after his bail is set at $50,000. He is facing charges after allegedly stabbing someone as a result of road rage. Boston 25 News reporter Amel Ahel is joining us live tonight from where it all happened in Copley Square. And Amel, we could see the suspect was quite emotional there. It was plain to see.
That's right, Mark. We're talking about the man who's accused of stabbing somebody here along Huntington Avenue last night. Well, today, as you saw, he appeared in court for his arraignment when he collapsed. Take a look.
I am setting bail in the amount of $50,000 cash. I am ordering a stay away, no contact.
This was the scene inside a Boston municipal courtroom on Wednesday when the man accused of stabbing another driver during a road rage incident collapsed, forcing the court into a recess.
All right, everyone step out in the hallway.
The stabbing took place Tuesday night when police say the suspect, 45-year-old Bryon Alexander, got into a confrontation with a delivery driver near Huntington Avenue.
He was parked in front of them. He was beeping at them. They did not know who he was at that time. Eventually, a short time later, the defendant did get out of the vehicle. He did make threats to shoot them.
However, Alexander's attorney presented a different story.
He was not the aggressor. The other fellow was the aggressor. He was simply trying to defend himself. The other person accosted him, followed him around in his car, got behind his car, at the door of his car, struck him in the face as he was getting out of the car.
Police say the victim was found by police with multiple stab wounds to his torso and Alexander already having fled the scene. State prosecutors made note of Alexander's 6-page-long border protection record that includes a first-degree murder charge in 1997 that was broken down to manslaughter, as well as an armed robbery case and multiple restraining orders. That's why the state requested the $50,000 bail, which was granted.
Court's going to stand in recess.
Alexander is due back in court on September 30th.
Goes on to say state prosecutors made note of the defendant's 6-page-long border protection record, including a first-degree murder charge in 1997 that was broken down to manslaughter, and he was sentenced to 10 to 15 years. It does look like the defendant does start picking back up cases again in 2011. Prosecutor told the judge. Additionally, he also has an armed robbery case out of Suffolk Superior Court, and his record, Your Honor, does have some restraining orders on it as well. So he's an habitual offender right here. I think this was just an act. I don't think he fainted at all. They say suspect faints in court. That's what the media puts out. Folks, I've seen this over and over again with these crazy criminals, these dangerous criminals that can't accept responsibility, or when a verdict is being read, they pretend they fall out, or they're shocked to the core, and dude, he got caught. He shouldn't have been out on the streets anyway. Originally, he was charged with first-degree murder in the 90s, and he got pleaded down to manslaughter. One thing I find interesting about Massachusetts where this occurred is, I can't find any mugshots on this guy. And any criminal defendant in Massachusetts, very hard to get their mugshot. They don't put it on mugshots.com. They don't put it on arrest.org. But this guy here, you know, he has to own up to what he did. I mean, he literally followed someone and then got out of his car and started trouble, you know, because he didn't like someone in parking in front of him. He's the one at fault here. Got to live with the consequences here. And we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll get a slap on the wrist, considering it's Massachusetts and they do that a lot with these criminals. But this is the second day in a row we saw some craziness where a defendant acts shocked in court. Donna Adelson. I don't know if you know about her case in Florida. Many people do, but I'm going to leave it with her when she heard the verdict of her being found guilty of first-degree murder. I Am JLR Investigates. Check this out right here, and we'll continue to follow the crazy defendants out there around the country.
We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1 of the indictment, first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. Mrs. Adelson, control yourself. Count 2. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 2 of the indictment, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Count 3. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 3 of the indictment, solicitation to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of solicitation to commit first-degree murder. And it is signed and dated by the foreperson. One moment. Members of the jury, the bailiff will escort you to